We here? Yeah, yeah. Let's get straight to it. I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's Lil Kenny Russell Canoom, Consul Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in this room. You're now dealing with Canoom. Yeah, yeah, I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear it. Yeah, yeah. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is another episode of Ancestors Speak. And today we're going to bring on the great warrior king. He got shot several times, um, preaching and teaching. I don't know if you would like the word preaching, but you understand the point I'm trying to get across. Teaching African history. Okay. This man, like I say, he was shot several times. I'm speaking about Dr. Ben Yosef Ben Yakinen. We're going to hear from him because it's the ancestor speak. I didn't do it yesterday, which is these are normally held and take place on a Thursday, but we're going to do it today. So I'm going to give a bit of a account of myself as the ancestors would do before me. I have family in town. I don't live in the state that I was born in. I recently moved to another state, and my middle son is graduating. So I have a lot of family in town. Both my parents are here, so that's why I couldn't record yesterday. I got busy. So we're going to do it today. So this is Ancestor Speak. I normally do it on Thursday, but I'm going to give it to you guys today. So let's get straight into it. Let's hear from the ancestor, and then we'll get straight to that. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe because it won't cost you a fee.
One thing you have to get through your mind and keep it. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception.
All right, let's get into the video, Dr. Ben. Now, this is on Transatlantic Productions. You can type that in, tap our Transatlantic production. These videos come from Clemson Brown. He was the man that cataloged it. He passed away recently. But his video is still alive, and it has all the ancestors on there. Okay. He even have a playlist with different master teachers in different categories of African study. So you can you can just listen to a wealth of information, and you could start putting together yourself a library of things and books. You can, if you want to make your way into this type of understanding, you'll have so much pride. You'll have so much wealth of knowledge. You'll have so much of a historical database to reference things from an African standpoint. You hear me? And that's you cannot replace that. The Bible is a book for the believer. One has to believe in the Bible for it to be real. What the ancestors taught was historical things. See, you don't have to believe in history. History is what it say it is. And there's 5 ingredients to history: time, people, places, events, and literature for the most part. A lot of times when you have all these 4, sometime you have documents. See, the literature is the document. Who documented it? So a lot of times when you have all 4 of those missing, then you know that it's not historical. You don't have real time, you don't have real people, you don't have real places, you don't have real events, and you have no historical documentary. You don't have any literature. You have books from thousands and 10,000 years later and said this took place 6,000 years ago. No, none of the people are historical. I'm speaking about the Bible. None of the towns are historical. None of the names are historical. None of the events ever took place. You hear me? So you don't have to worry about that when you have African history, and you will fill yourself up with an African historical database. Okay, so let's look at the great warrior, king, master teacher, Dr. Ben. Okay.
But John Clark lived there. That was Traverse Road.
They're speaking about Harlem. He said that's where Dr. Clark used to live. And he's saying the road, Traverse Road, I think. So this was one of his greatest friends. Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben, they were pretty much inseparable. Excuse me. They met at the Arthur Schomburg Museum, and it was a library and a museum at the same time around World War II. So I believe that was anywhere from 39 to 46. So they met in the 40s, I believe, the late 30s or the early 40s. You hear me? Dr. Clark died in 98, and this whole video was almost in a way they were kind of trying to memorialize him. In the beginning, he showed a book saying this is about Dr. Clark, and they were, celebrating him and things like that. So I believe this is anywhere from 99 to 2000. Dr. Ben died in 2015. And these gentlemen lived to 98, 99, 100 years old. You hear me? So you can never have too much of a historical database. Speaking about African, and it enriches you. It makes you alive. It makes your spirituality soar. You feel so alive when you have all this stuff about your ancestral lineage. Okay, let's continue.
Where those apartment was.
So that was where the more,
Where the affluent black people live.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That time there were Negroes, colored folks, and all kind of things. Negroes and colored folks. Then you don't refer to nobody as black in those days.
Negroes and colored
Oh
folk.
yeah, man. You call somebody black, you throw a picture in them. You can't talk about being black. You can't call somebody black. You can't call them African. You had to be only the Garveyites.
He's speaking about the same time, like I said, when they met him and Dr. Clark. He's speaking about the 40s. You had to be black, Negroes, colored people. I'm sorry, he said Negroes and colored people. You cannot be black. You couldn't call a person black, or you couldn't use the term African. That's the same type of atmosphere it is here today. If you walk up to a person today from where I'm from the inner city, the neighborhoods, ghetto, whatever you like to call them, and you say, hey, my African brother, what's happening, man? Hey, African, they will cuss you out. Who the hell are you calling an African? And it reminds me of a movie, Boys in the Hood. I grew up in that era. So, like I say, I came from South Central Los Angeles. That movie was true when they in the classroom and he said, hey, my daddy said everybody's from Africa. All our ancestral lineage started from Africa. He said, I'm not from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. And it was a funny part of the movie, but the little boy was serious. He'd rather have been a part of a gang, a bloody gang. See, because at that time, the gangs was really feuding and killing each other. But he would have rather been a part of a gang that meant more to him than the African ancestry and the descendants that he had. You hear me? And that goes on today. So what Dr. Ben is saying is still prevalent today. A lot of times you might have a brother who think he's slick, walk up to a young lady, hey, my Nubian queen, my Nubian princess. A lot of times she don't know what the hell he's talking about. So she'll accept it. But if you call her African, say, you look like a nice African queen, just make it plain. Because a lot of people don't know when you're saying Nubia, it's the same thing. They think you're speaking of their beauty, which you are, but they think you're just referencing their beauty alone. They don't know that you're saying they look like an African queen or African princess. But if you say, hey, you look like an African woman, they will cuss you out and hit you in no damn head with their pocketbook. You hear me? So this is still prevalent today. That's why we have to erase this type of nonsensical mind frame. People don't even want to be known as Africans. We need to get rid of it and discard it. That's why I love the ancestors. It makes me, I feel like I'm the richest man in the world. My shoulders are up. I feel upright just knowing my history. You hear me? And these men made it affordable for me to do that. I had to go out, like I say, put in thousands of man hours. I had to spend thousands of my own dollars to get the books and things like this that they reference. I go out and buy them and order them. You hear me? Some of them are rare books that I've paid hundreds of dollars for one, $300 and $400 for one, but it enriched me. You hear me? I can look proud. I feel proud. I don't put nothing in my hair. I like my hair the way it is. I'm proud of myself. Sometimes I wish I was darker, though I'm proud of who I am. I wish I was darker. You hear me? Let's continue. I love African history and just knowing who I am. I love it.
The Garveys was proud of being black and proud of being African. Nobody else.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Other words, and when Marcus Garvey came here, the consciousness of black people was like what?
Was low. Everybody brag about having some white person in their ancestry. They couldn't tell who the white person was, but they brag about who raped the mother. That's it. Look, when the black man had a white man, it was rape.
Yeah,
It was rape.
But black people didn't brag about it. They weren't proud
They
of it.
brag
Right?
about they were proud of it. They were proud that their mother slept with a white man. That's why they brag of their white ancestry. Now how are they going to get a white ancestry? How else were they going to get a white ancestry? More than the mother was a cook for some white man or something, and he went to bed with her. Went to war with pressurizing her.
And the consciousness of black people at that
Was
time.
low.
They're speaking about the time again when Marcus Messiah Garvey was around. Marcus Messiah Garvey was born in 1887. He died in 1940. You hear me? So from, like I say, Second World War was 39 to 46. If he died in 40, that let you know you still wasn't able to say you were black or African until he came. So he said, how was the whole understanding of the black community? Their morale and dignity was very low. They didn't want to be called black and Africans. They wanted to be Negroes and colored people. You hear me? And a lot of that goes on still today. People say, oh man, I'm mixed with French, I'm mixed with Chinese, I got a Dutch uncle. Man, my mother on my father's side, my mother's father, and all this carrying on, she was Italian. You hear me? Nobody can see that. The mere fact that you have to tell them lets me know that they can't see that. It's not resonating with you. And no one cares. When you look like me with French braids, tattoos, and all that, the police is not going to make a distinction. A European man is not going to make a distinction, say, hey, he's mixed with French, Dutch. He's mixed with Italian. No, they're going to treat you just like what they see. African. Here we're titled African Americans, but it's just an African here in America. You hear me? So that still goes on today. That's very prevalent today. Hey, we mixed. Hey, mama, what you say we was mixed with? Ain't we all Indians and this and that? Anything but African? And that's on the continent today. When you go to Africa and you ask them Africans anywhere you land, they say, hey, we mixed with the Persians, this and that. They want to be mixed. You hear me? This is nonsense. Let's continue, African people.
Was that low?
They didn't like themselves. They saw themselves as piggy-headed, nappy-headed. They couldn't find a hot comb as fast as they could get $1. It went to the hot comb, and then they come with the concholine and all the things. That was the straighten up of the hair. They put that a thing called concholine
Yeah.
and straighten out your hair. Black people are ashamed.
Oh man, may the brother rest. That's a powerful ancestor. He's speaking about again what's prevalent today, 2025. This great warrior ancestor king died in 2015. That was in 98, anywhere from 98 to the year 2000, 25 years ago or more. If it was 97, that's 27 years ago. If it was 99, that's 26 years ago. If it was 2000, that's 25 years ago. Talking about how the women didn't want to look with their kinky hair, the men neither. So they would get conculine. Okay. You might not know that term. Today, they're called perms and texturizers. You lay your hair down, make it straight so you can look white, anything other than African. You hear me? That goes on today. What am I talking about? The hair weave. You put hair weave in your hair. You get Indian, Brazilian, Peruvian, all this nonsense. I have a wife too. So my wife has the same American sickness that everybody else has. You get the long hair. You buy bundles of that crap. and you put it in so you don't want to wear your own natural hair. You hear me? This is wrong, African people, and we need to wake up, break this nonsensical garbage. We need to break all that nonsense and be proud to be who we are, African people. So that was the ancestors speak, and I always want to pay honor and homage to the great ancestral kings who left all this uh, history for us to go out there, seek, learn, eternalize it, ingest it, digest it. I'm glad I got it at this age. I'm old enough to eternalize it. I'm old enough to sit back and digest it. Like I say, ingest it, digest it. I love this type of information. I can sit back and I won't have any malice in my heart. I don't have to be malicious towards the people I know who unjustly did things to my ancestors. Am I happy about it? Hell no. But knowing this information lets me know in what regard that the European is willing to take to say that he's the progenitor of human being life. He's the progenitor of writing. He's the progenitor of anything that's beneficial to human beings. And it's a lie. That's my thoughts on the video. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Canoon Consul Moon. You already know what you're going to give when you step in this room. You're now dealing with Canoon. This is what I do, and I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I add some more to it. This video is to restore your spirituality. This is hopefully used as a starter, a wick, a lighter, igniter, so you can get out there and go search for yourself in history and find out who you are. That's what the ancestors are used for. You don't, people find this stuff freaky. I say, hey, the ancestors this, the ancestors that. That's better than you speaking to some dead white man on the cross who never existed, some old dead ass white man given to us by some old other ignorant ass white man who put our people in slavery when they brought us here and said, worship this. I will reject and disregard all that nonsensical garbage before I let my ancestors sit out here and have done all this work and spit in their face like they didn't even do it. That's what we do when we accept a religion without knowing about it. If you're going to be a Muslim, be whatever you want. If you're going to be a Christian, be whatever type of Christian you want. But find out how it started. Is it for you? Is it beneficial for you? And if it is, in what way? Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe because it won't cost you a fee. Education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. So before you pick up a weapon or a silly religion, pick up some knowledge. Yeah, that was Ancestors Speak. Shout out to the ancestors. I love them and we miss them.